In Taurus message for you today. We're going to do all signs. We'll start with Taurus here in a minute and make our way around to Aries. So we'll just kind of go around starting with Taurus since it is a full moon in Taurus and there's definitely been some full moon energy. Maybe some of it is related to, related to the full moon and some of it's related to with Mercury and all the retrogrades and everything going around. So, but it's been a little bit of a crazy vibe in this house. Reggie got spooked and definitely some full moon energy going on in our house tonight. So I did pull, I'm using the Divine Abundance Oracle deck, and I did pull a card for the collective, and I got expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. So just as a message for the collective, there is about kind of maybe letting go, going with the flow, that Taurus full moon, and Taurus being in the, being ruled by Venus, maybe a little bit of losing some restrictions, being a little more open to opportunities, just a little collective message. Oh, dang. Well, I'll be getting on. I'm going to get on, Wednesdays and Sundays. It's just the times are so flicked out sometimes now. But I'll put timestamps in afterwards, so you'll have to check later. Happy full moon, Tammy. So, like I said, we're going to do some general all signs messages, whatever comes up. We'll start with Taurus. I'll make my way around to Aries. I'll put timestamps in after the live. Happy full moon to all you guys. And let's shuffle up and see what we have for Taurus. On this full moon in Taurus. Full moon in your sign. Arguably, what some astrologers have been saying is the most important full moon of this year. It is the closest of these three consecutive supermoons, second of three. The full moon in Gemini on December 4th will be another one. So let's see what this is bringing in for you, Taurus. I'm using the Divine Abundance Oracle tonight. Pulled this one out. All right, Taurus. Individuality. Individuality came up. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth school. All right, so I think there's something about lessons coming up for you. I think there's something about lessons coming up for you, Taurus. Maybe there's a divine lesson. Maybe there's something you've got to do that's coming up. Let's pull out a few cards. Let's see. Maybe there's something you're trying to skip over. The Knight of Wands and the Six of Swords kind of came out there together. Crossed by the Ten of Swords. I actually kind of feel like there's something. What's the environment? Seven of Pentacles. So there is a big moment. There is a big lesson. There is a big karmic reset coming. Taurus coming up soon. That's what's coming next. What's the past? We got the Five of Pentacles. Something about scarcity. There could be something coming up related to money or health or just anything in scarcity thinking. There could be a moment even coming up that I don't know, there's something that I feel like there's something you've kind of experienced this lesson in the past, and it may not be with this person. It could just be something that, because with that individuality, this isn't specific to a person. This is a pattern. So I feel like there's something coming up that's part of a pattern with you. And the foundation is the Page of Cups. So this could be a relationship. This could be a job. This could be a life opportunity. So I feel like there is something coming up. And in the past, I'm just going to be blunt here. Maybe you kind of like dropped the ball. Maybe you kind of fucked up, maybe you kind of, it could be something that you're like, this could be something, Taurus, where you're like, man, I wish I'd done that different, or I wish, and I think you're going to be given the opportunity to do something different. And I think you're going to rise to the challenge because the outcome card's the Empress. And I do read the Empress as Taurus, Cancer energy, but still really good energy. And I did your bonus message for November, and I think you got this Empress energy. in that message. In fact, I believe the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress both came up in your message there. So let's clarify this Tower. Let's do a couple of shuffles. They're a little wily. Hello, Pandy. Scorpio in the house. All right. All right. All right. So we've got this Tower, Taurus. And we've got the Three of Cups with the Ace of Swords. All right. So I feel like there is probably a really good opportunity coming in. Maybe with something with maybe something with a friendship. There is something that comes in with an opportunity. Maybe you have passed up really good opportunities in the past. So this could be about a confidence issue. Five of Pentacles on the Ace of Wands, or it could be about kind of stepping out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone. What's this Page of Cups? We got the Four of Pentacles. So maybe you're calling something, maybe you're saying something no a little too quickly, but it feels like there's shades of the past, like there's a pattern thing going on here. Feels like there's a pattern thing. Eight of Swords, maybe a lack of confidence. I mean, that in itself can be a pattern. Definite lack of confidence can stop us from taking a lot of opportunities. Those are the ones that whenever in the tarot readings, a lot of times it comes up, oh, this feels risky. It's a lot because of a confidence issue. So that's kind of what's at the heart of the matter. And one card on the Empress, although why clarify is such a good card. I actually think you're going to rise to the challenge, even if you may be a little bit blocked off. Even if you may be a little bit blocked off. I feel like that the Six of Cups, especially with the Tower coming in, Taurus, I feel like with that Six of Cups that it really sees you kind of overcoming things, but it won't, it won't be comfortable. Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups, just 3 cards down, comes up for you. So with that, I do feel like you're trying to put something off. And that maybe when you step out of your comfort zone, something really amazing happens. That's kind of what I'm feeling for you. So I think that this full moon is kind of bringing in an opportunity, maybe between now and the full moon in Gemini, bringing in an opportunity for you to step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone, Taurus, and I think there could be an opportunity. It could be a new romantic, could be new financial, it could just be something that's maybe you've been really talking yourself out of. Hey, Christine, welcome, welcome. Yes. Oh, that's cool. All right, so we're moving on. We're starting with Taurus, so we're on Gemini. Let's see what we got for Gemini. What's how? Welcome, welcome, hello. All right, Gemini. Y'all can watch your sun, moon rising. Oh, awakening, the awakening card. Wow, that's a nice message. So there's an awakening, something, a realization maybe. It says, oh, my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Definitely something about stepping into your power. I like that. Awakening, kind of having a realization that came to mind. Maybe going a different direction than what you expected, Gemini, or what other people. Nice. Thank you, Lord Krishna. It's a beautiful card. All right, so the Magician wanted to flip out and over, Gemini. All right, so we have the Magician crossed by the Temperance. I'll lift them up in a minute. Ten of Cups, there's a really very good opportunity, maybe different than what you planned, Gemini, as well, with that awakening, or maybe just really being ready to step up and feeling really good about it. But that card out, we saw the Magician, and that's crossed by the Temperance card. And then we've got the Ten of Cups. So there could be something even just coming in. Maybe it's been coming in slowly. I think you're already moving into it because the Eight of Wands is in the past. So there could be a quick turnaround. And we got the King of Wands. So I definitely think you're taking action on something new here, Gemini. King of Cups in the foundation could be love, could just be something that's a heart's desire. And you're going to see some forward movement pretty quickly with that Eight of Wands. And Three of Wands is the outcome. Page of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the King of Swords. But I feel like you're really overcoming a lot of indecision. So there is something where I feel like for you, for sure, you're taking action, Gemini, and you're moving forward into something. So an opportunity comes in. Of course, you're a little nervous. That Eight of Swords doesn't bother me too much because I feel like that maybe you've been kind of indecisive about something, and you're taking a turn and actually picking a position and really moving forward and taking action with it. And the King of Wands comes up in the next step. So I think taking a courageous step. There could be something, an opportunity, or just, I feel like there's a realization on a direction that you're going. I feel like there's a big realization on the next direction you're going. King of Wands with the Strength card, you're just kind of like, okay, it's now or never. Yeah. It's now or never. I feel like that from taking action with the Eight of Wands, it's clarified by the Moon card. And in the past with that, I feel like that you, with the Eight of Wands on the Moon, I think you let some kind of insecurities and doubts and things of that nature maybe keep you from, this could be something about sharing feelings, sharing ideas. Definitely could be anything at work, but it's you're getting your confidence up and you're taking action on, major manifestation on there. And so in the King of Cups is clarified by the Hierophant. So I definitely think this is something where you're stepping up, and it could be, some of you could be doing something with your own business. You could be doing something in a relationship, really stepping up there. We've got Taurus and Leo energy, as well as Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces. So it could be anything. It's a general message. Three of Wands coming in, seeing actual. Three of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Hangman. All right, Three of Wands. I feel like that once you take that action, you are going to feel different. You are going to feel maybe a little bit of an emotional reset. And, but I don't feel like there's big movement. Three of Wands, I think you're taking action and waiting to see what's going to happen. Of course, we're looking here at the full moon, so probably maybe the rest of November between now and then. But I feel like that there is something coming before the end of the year. So on the bottom, we've got the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Devil, and the Two of Wands. All right, so could be something with Capricorn season. There's not much, but it's all very important with this when you see this awakening that you're taking that actual first step. You're taking that actual first step, Gemini. It looks good. It looks like you're actually taking action on something that is meaningful and that is important. All right, that settles up with Gemini. And now we are moving on into Cancer. All right, Cancer. All right, receiving maybe a gift or something, something a little bit special coming in. Interestingly, I flipped it over and looked on the bottom, Cancer, and we see the sacrifice card on the bottom. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's calling away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. So I think you're really looking and doing something with your, moving into something intuitively, but it will, as anything else, come with a price as well. It will come with anything as a price. All right, Cancer. All right, this looks good. Yeah, there's definitely a choice to be made. We got the Chariot crossed by the wheel with the Lovers in the environment, Ace of Pentacles below. We got the Devil in the past, so there is something maybe you're breaking free from. I like it. This full moon in Taurus is bringing some very powerful energy to the signs. So we've got the Judgment card here on the bottom, so definitely talking about a decision, but with the Lovers, and this could be a direction you're going. It could be anything going with, a decision between two people or direction you're going or jobs, or maybe just a firm decision, even if you're trying to give something up because something maybe could be holding you back. So you're releasing something and making a decision, whether it's to move forward with something or to level something up. I definitely feel like there is something with action with the Chariot card crossed by the wheel. And of course, Chariot is Cancer energy, so it's about definitely making decision and taking action forward and trying a new approach with the Ace of Pentacles. Really releasing yourself. So definitely some of you may be making a decision about something, letting go of something that has been holding you back, whether it's an actual situation in the 3D or it's something on an emotional or mental level. And lots of major arcana, though, and a powerful major arcana coming up for you. 5 of the 7 cards are. We got the Temperance card in the foundation. So I think this is something that you have known that you need to do for a long time. And it's almost like you're finally ripping the Band-Aid off. All right, you're finally ripping the Band-Aid off. And we do have the 4 of Cups coming, and there's a little bit of that energy. There's a little bit of that energy with the 4 of Cups that, this isn't exactly the way you wanted things to go. So as well with some of the energy with the Lovers and the Devil and the Chariot and with the Judgment card, there could be a little bit of energy that you're really forced into whatever's going on. Yeah, I feel like that it's kind of it's kind of some universal energy and you're being redirected. And there is some of that energy going on astrologically. So I think that you're kind of being forced into making a decision. Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. Maybe you've been stuck in place. I kind of heard something like maybe you feel like you've been stuck in the mud or you haven't really been progressing. Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands, that you feel like whatever action you take it's definitely going to be an improvement over this, right? So whatever you're doing, you're taking an improvement. Let's look at this Devil. And with the Strength card, so definitely could be doing something that's good for your health, whether it's your physical health or your mental or emotional health. I definitely feel like maybe you've almost feel like you've been stuck in a rut for a while, and this is going to kind of propel things forward. But the foundation is Temperance on the Hangman. So I definitely think this is something, Cancer, that that you should have been doing for a while. And you really just kind of have been putting off and maybe looking at it. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. And I feel like that's kind of this outcome of why there was with the 4 of Cups. I do think there will be some relief. You would like to just get to the good part, but there is something difficult that has to be done with. As I was saying, it's true in life. I mean, with all new beginnings come endings, and maybe not endings that are exactly the way we'd like. And the 4 of Cups is clarified by the Magician. I just really do think this isn't the way you wanted things to come. Something could come out. There could be an opportunity coming in. We've got the King of Swords, so there is something about the truth. There could be something about some truth coming out. So there might be something about a truth that you learn that is propelling you as well to move forward and do something. I mean, maybe something does come out, like there's a great opportunity. We've got the King of Swords with the 3 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. And so could be something that you're like, I can't really turn this down. Like, I can't ignore this opportunity. But there could be some kind of truth that you find out as well that really causes you to move forward. So whether you were leaving a job or a relationship, or maybe just even with a friend or a family member, there could be something Cancer that comes out and you're like, okay, well, time for me to go on. So for some of you, there could be that going on. So yeah, you're definitely getting some forward movement. I feel like that even though things aren't exactly going the way that you would like, that you are still definitely moving forward. And the end result is you're getting to where you want to go. You just have, something uncomfortable and awkward to deal with. All right, so let's move on into Leo. Leo. All right, we got guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. I think this is where you're really going to have to listen to your intuition. You're going to have to make a decision, Leo, and you're really going to have to go with your gut on it. I think you've got a big decision coming up sometime between now and the next full moon. Could be between now and the new moon in Scorpio, right at the end of Scorpio season. It doesn't matter, but whenever it comes up soon, there's a decision you're going to have to make. And I don't think you're going to have all the answers or all the information, but you will have to make a decision. We'll do Virgo's coming up. Virgo and Libra are coming up, y'all. So we're on Leo right now. So anyway, I think you're going to have to go with your gut. Listen to your intuition on this one, and a decision's going to have to be made. All right, so we've got the Death card. A lot of major arcana coming up so far. And we've got the Death card crossed by the Hangman, but the Two of Cups is in the environment. We've got Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Swords in the past, the Devil in the foundation, but the Star coming up as the outcome. And bottom of the deck, of course, there's the High Priestess. So you're looking at from the Oracle, you got that guidance. And you got the High Priestess really digging deep. There's a little bit kind of stepping into the unknown. Maybe a little bit of out of your comfort zone as well. This could be financially. There is a decision to make. Maybe you'll have a choice. But that's, for some of you as well. So there could be something where you're making a choice about things. Could be anything like maybe for jobs, Leo. There could be something where you're making a choice in a job. Now, this could be about, for some of you, there could be a promotion opportunity. Because when I see the Star, there could be a really good opportunity that comes in for you. But again, you've got to decide as well what's going to be in alignment with the life that you want to live, and that could be in that. So some of you may get a choice to step into a job, but again, look at all the ins and outs of it. We got the Queen of Pentacles coming towards you and clarifying that. So the Death crossed by the Hangman, maybe you're looking at things a little bit differently this go around. There is some opportunity. There could be something coming up with some financial, or Five of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, scarcity thinking on the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be something as well that you need, but you still don't feel like it's the right opportunity. Maybe even more than a choice, there would be another opportunity that follows. We've got the Star with the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So I don't think there's anything coming in with perfection, and I would let go of that. All right, maybe let go of the vision. So on the Devil, we've got the Sun card, which is Leo energy, but maybe even looking at the positives versus the negatives. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. You may have to do something as well. There could be, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of unknowns. Things may not exactly make sense. I feel like that with the Two of Cups in your environment, you're looking for perfection. And that's something you want to move away from. I do feel that you will be taken care of. Everything's going to kind of balance out. I feel like what's going on is you're almost going to break even a little bit. For those of you, especially in financially, there could be something relationship-wise, because in that environment, somebody could come back from the past. But I don't feel like it's for reconciliation, Leo. I feel like it's kind of to move past it, because the Eight of Swords is in the past and there's a lot of worries and concerns, as well as there could be some financial worries and concerns that are weighing on you, but I feel like everything's going to be okay. But with the Eight of Swords and dealing with someone from the past, whether it's romantic or platonic, but the Two of Cups in the environment speaks of union. I definitely feel like there's something coming up where you're going to have to make a decision and you really need to think about it. But you also, if it's somebody from the past, you're definitely a little bit back and forth about whether we've got the Moon card, the Two of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. And then the Ten of Cups that comes after that. You're not really sure that this, but I don't think they're in for reconciliation. I mean, maybe that's what they want, but I don't think that's the meaning in them coming back. I don't think reconciliation is the meaning in them coming back for you. I think it's about maybe tying up loose ends. And maybe this is something where it really needs to be taken care of and like maybe finally put to rest. So there definitely could be something where there's like that, because you've got the Death card crossed by the Hangman. So there could be a little bit of unfinished business coming in, Leo. And again, maybe things aren't comfortable as well. The Star, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, like you're a little bit on the fence why this is happening. So for some of you, I would say definitely it's not about reconciliation. As far as any financial struggles, why is this happening? I think it's really to bring you out of the scarcity thinking and kind of be like, no matter what's going on, it's going to be okay. There is something with a bit of a lesson for you on it, but I do feel that for some of you, there may be somebody coming in, or there could be some situation where you're like, why is this happening? Well, there is a reason why it's happening, but I don't know. It's kind of in fact, it's confusing energy, and I can feel that when all this happens, you're like, why is this happening? So look for the deeper meaning, Leo. All right, we're on Virgo now. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Ooh, gratitude, gratitude. I like this. This is a nice energy. So something to be grateful for. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And we've got definitely like Lakshmi on there. So Virgo, that looks really good. I definitely think there's something coming in here for you to be very grateful for. That full moon in Taurus is bringing in something to be grateful for, something good. Hear that song? What's that old? Tell me something good. What are you hearing? Oh, justice. Okay. Something you've been waiting on for a while that's really going to open things up. You've been waiting. So it could be some sort of something kind of getting some resolution, maybe a communication. I think you've been waiting on it for quite a bit of time. So this could be about some money coming in. It could be about a raise, a promotion. It could be something new with love. It's kind of really going to transform your life. It could be something you've been waiting to conclude, and then very quickly something else is going to follow in. But bottom of the deck, you've got the Strength, the King of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Strength card. So things are about to flip around and change quite a bit here. Coming in, you've got the Justice card crossed by the Page of Swords. Definitely you've been waiting on this for quite some time. And we've got the King of Wands coming in the environment. So whatever it is, you have definitely been patiently waiting on something. Definitely could be something contractual or legal as well. But it could definitely be some money you've been waiting on coming in, I feel like. Death card is what's coming up next regarding this. So it's definitely, I feel like it's opening a door. I don't know what I'm getting that, but I feel like there's a transformation in your life. Whatever is coming in is kind of almost the catalyst or the vehicle for this change of what's coming in. But you've been waiting on something. Two of Wands in the recent past. Yeah, Knight of Cups in the foundation. Lovely. And we got the Three of Cups as the reason to celebrate as the final outcome. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. Let's look at the Death card. Maybe you're just waiting for you to, it's kind of like I just heard every dog has his day in my head. And so maybe you've just been waiting for the tables to turn. But you've had a vision in something whenever something turned around. You've had a vision in your head. And so yeah. So there is. I mean, I think it's going to change things a lot more than what you planned on or what you realized. The Death card's clarified by the Strength card and the Tower. I hope you're ready for how much this is going to change your life. It's a lot more powerful. Maybe something completely ends or there is some sort of a pinnacle. But yeah, I don't think this was even on your radar. The Two of Wands is in the recent past and the Seven of Cups clarifies that. So I'm not sure, Virgo, this was kind of on your radar with how big this was going to change your life. And maybe you started something new and it's been a little bit paused and then all of a sudden, and it could open up a different door than what you even anticipated. Knight of Cups clarified by the Chariot. That is amazing. So whatever's coming in is much bigger than what you imagine. Let's do a couple of shuffles. 2 cards on that Three of Cups. A reason to celebrate, a joyous occasion. Let the good times roll. All right. 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I like that. With the Page of Cups and the I mean, maybe something like it's ushering in something new that you almost feel like hang on tight. It's ushering in something you didn't even really anticipate. So it's definitely in alignment with where you see yourself going. 6 of Cups. We got the Page of Cups. The High Priestess. We got the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So that is fresh energy. The Wands are definitely about change and action. So we got the Three of Cups, the Devil, and the Hierophant. So this could be something really big that even comes in maybe before the end of the year. I mean, the timing is what it is. But definitely could be about money. Watch out about too much excessiveness. Like, don't let things get away from you. Still maintain, still keep with keep going in the direction of what you're going. I almost feel like there could be an energy where, don't get too cocky, whenever things are going good. Let things go well, but still hold the line. I heard that. Hold the line as long as it's going, because this is a lot of very intoxicating energy. We've got the Tower and the Death card, the Justice. So feeling like something's really come due as well. Like, oh man, when I was saying that about every dog has his day, it's like, okay, it's finally my moment. It's finally my moment. And the Knight of Cups with the Chariot. And then we've got that Three of Cups. So it's great, but hold the line. Because this is pretty intoxicating energy. Definitely could be a new love. And watch out. Watch out for, it could be getting, which as well, it could be distracting. Especially a new relationship. It could be very distracting maybe from other things. So I think this is something very good, but sometimes even good things can get away from us, right? Maybe you know how it is when you're in the honeymoon phase of a new relationship, as well as it could be the honeymoon phase of a new job. Just keep along with the realities of life. Stay realistic and make sure you're just paying attention to details and stuff too. All right, what are we on? Libra. Yeah, I read from Leo. I just did Leo, then Virgo. Now I'm on to Libra. I'll put timestamps as well in after the live. They'll be in the description box later. Thank you all for being here. Great to see everybody. Thanks for your help, Tammy. All right. Libra, yes, we are at Libra. What do we have for Libra? With this full moon in Taurus. Okay, we got gratitude for you as well. That's good. I want one more. Awakening. So gratitude with awakening and acceptance. I actually think that something's coming in very good. You're very accepting of it. It's the opening you've been looking for. Even though we have seen, I see what's under acceptance with courage. I don't even feel like it takes a lot of courage, Libra. I think whatever's coming in, I feel very much that whatever's coming in, you're like, yes, the answer is yes. This is great. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Things are finally aligning. Have a good night, Tammy. Thanks for being here. Things are finally aligning. So Libra, I think you're like, yes, this, the answer is a definite yes of something coming in. I think you've really kind of coming out of a period of conflict into a place of peace. Now, I do feel, okay, make sure that you're looking at things because you're still almost waiting a little bit for the conflict. Maybe you're suspicious. Maybe you're suspicious about what's going on. So this could be something that it's like, I feel like that you should be almost radically accepting this, but you're still a little bit on guard. So 7 of Swords crossed by the 5 of Wands with the Strength card. So you could have been in a very tough situation for a while and you're a little bit in fight or flight mode. And this should, whatever's coming in with that awakening and the gratitude and the acceptance is you are moving into more peaceful times, Libra. I actually feel like that I think you're moving into more peaceful times. I think you're really moving into a lot more peaceful times, but you're still almost in defense mode. Queen of Swords, the Star, and the Queen of Pentacles is what's coming in. This is great. This is, there could almost be peace if it's something with family, if it's at work, if it's financial, if it's in your relationship, your romantic relationship, as well as if anything new is coming in. I feel like that it's really time to let the past go and embrace a more peaceful future. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so in the past, we've got the Empress with the 10 of Pentacles. This could be something that maybe something was already resolved in the recent past with something, or there could definitely be some financial or family or work things that are going on. And so I feel like, yeah, because we've got the 10 of Swords clarified by the Hierophant and the Foundation. So there's been maybe some long-standing issues. There's maybe been some long-standing issues going on. Queen of Swords, the Star, and the Pentacles. But we got 8 of Swords with the 9 of Wands. Like, is this really a fresh start? This could definitely be. We're in Mercury retrograde. So we will definitely see what happens. But I think that this is kind of a fresh reset in this situation, but I still feel like you're a little bit on guard. And so it's definitely about maybe accepting this truce. Could be somebody from the past, could be clearing up some unfinished business that's come up. And that's definitely what comes up during all these retrogrades. Mercury is not the only one retrograde, but it does seem to intensify things of that nature. Maybe clearing up some unfinished business, kind of putting to rest something else, because it's still something that weighs on your mind, because the 10 of Swords is in the Foundation, and that was the first one. So, I think that this is something, maybe there's kind of like a beef that needs to be put to rest, but I do think you're still looking for ulterior motives. Like you haven't really gotten to the point where you can put the past to rest yet. 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, King of Cups, the Emperor, and the 4 of Cups with the 2 of Pentacles. It's like, especially romantically, you want to be there in this relationship, but you're not really ready to let things go. If it's something on a platonic level, family or a friend, you're not really wanting to let things go. You're not really wanting to let things go, or you're not able to yet. But you're not wanting to get rid of this connection either. So again, it's about trying to maybe heal from the past as well. If there are some health messages, if anybody's dealing with anything on a health front, I do think there is a solution coming in, but you're definitely skeptical about it. But there's something about a situation and you're not sure everything's changed. Maybe they're coming in saying they're changed, or maybe there's just a moment of peace, especially in a work situation, and you're just you're really on guard and suspicious. And cards are looking like 9 of Wands. I mean, yeah, you're the wounded warrior, but you were looking for peace in this situation and in your life. Hello, hello. I am just doing general messages tonight for the full moon. Just doing that. And somebody made a nice compliment. I think it was Marlboro. So thanks, Marlboro. I saw that. All right. Oh, thanks, Tammy. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, we are in the season. Happy solar return, Scorpio. Hi, Maria. Doing good. How's everybody doing here? All right, Scorpio. Got that awakening card, a moment of realization. This awakening card is speaking to me as a realization tonight. Bottom of the deck is receiving, so that's coming up. So maybe listening to it. Maybe really listening to what your intuition is telling you is kind of what I'm getting off that. Let's see what the tarot has for you, Scorpio. Maybe listening to your intuition, not ignoring it. Could definitely be so much of a... it could be a real gift, but maybe you're questioning it, or, there's always different things that cause us to question things. It doesn't mean the offer's bad. Sometimes it can be our own insecurities. But maybe listening to your intuition about a situation, Scorpio. Thank you, Raul. All right. 5 of Cups crossed by the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. King of Cups coming up, and we got the Empress in the past. Queen of Pentacles in the foundation with the High Priestess. That High Priestess always comes up when it's about using and listening to our intuition, listening to your guide. 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. We got a lot of 5 energy because 5 of Cups came out. You're not sure that this is kind of worth taking a chance on or a risk. We got the 4 of Wands, so it definitely could be something, a relationship. Something you're really not sure that you want to put energy into, but 5 of Cups is crossed by the 9 of Pentacles, and that is Empress energy. I always say she's the mistress or master, the 9 of Pentacles, the mistress or master of their domain, large and in charge, and with the 5 of Cups on that. I think you are really not seeing a lot of growth opportunity, but I also think with the environment of the 9 of Swords, you're really up in your head, so you're certainly very worried about something, but I actually feel like that changes. Let's clarify this King of Cups with 2 cards. So regardless of what's going on, you end up just making a decision that you are going to accept this. I mean, even though you're not really sure, because the King of Cups is clarified by the Fool and the Knight of Wands. So just all of a sudden, I don't know if something comes in and you decide, okay, I'm just going to do it, because that is very, very switching that energy up. Maybe you just are like, okay, I'm going to go along for the ride and see what goes on. The Queen of Pentacles clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. You're worried about it, but I don't think you think it's a bad idea. The Empress in the past with the Queen of Swords, so maybe this is something you've thought about, or it just seems like a good idea. It could be something you're running with, because it could have already come in with the Empress and the Queen of Swords, this opportunity, and you've been thinking about it. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, 9 of Swords is very shoulda, woulda, coulda energy. So again, a little bit of conflict in the head and in your head with it. And the 5 of Cups can really be looking at everything that's wrong with it and not what's positive about it. But with the Nine of Pentacles crossing it, you do see some benefit. We got the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. But the High Priestess is clarified by the Six of Wands. Your intuition's not going to steer you wrong. And that may be why you decide to go with it. I don't think you've actually ripped that Band-Aid off yet. But I really like all this fiery energy. Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So you're going with it. And you're going to put energy despite your insecurities. So there could be something with, it could be new job, new relationship. There could have been an opportunity, an opening that you weren't sure about. This could definitely be something with a partnership. So that could be romantic or financial. There could be some energy with that. I don't know, but I feel like you're going for something. Once you get that, and that's maybe that Ace of Swords that came up with that Awakening card, you're running with it and you're putting energy, because after the Ace of Swords is the Eight of Pentacles. So you're giving it a lot of thought, and I don't feel like, but again, you're rolling the dice on this. There's something coming in. I think it's already come in for you, Scorpios. That there's something coming in new. There's already been an opportunity on the table, and you're a little bit nervous and you're not sure if it's the right direction, but you're going with it anyway. Could be some change. Maybe you don't really feel completely confident is more of what I see going on. All right. So now we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. This end of the year is moving quick. We will be to Sagittarius season before long. All right. Right action. Aparagara literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So definitely being in the flow. If something's trying to go, letting it go. If something's coming in, letting it go. So I see you're kind of being in the, and on the bottom is the Liberation card, which is really nice. Maybe really, Sagittarians are very freedom loving, don't like to be hemmed in. It says the doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe them. You don't believe them anymore. So they still come up, but you don't believe them anymore. And taking that right action, just flowing, going where you're led, allowing. You're definitely already in the receiving. So you just surrender into the flow. I actually like this energy for you, Sag. Really digging it. Again, there's always the doubts and fears. We got the Two of Pentacles as the first card out. Two of Pentacles, but again, with this Liberation card, the doubts and fears still come, but the Two of Pentacles is crossed by the Sun. So you are still maintaining that optimism. You're maintaining the right action and liberation, and the Sun is very much Sagittarius energy. You're looking at things in a very different way. We've got the Five of Swords. I think you're seeing things very clearly, like what's not worth your time, like, this is not where I need to be. Knowing immediately, not staying. I think there is going to be kind of almost an opportunity coming in. In the foundation is the Tower, and that's definitely awakening energy. And above that is the Hermit, but there is something coming in that's really going to test this newfound freedom you're kind of feeling. And I feel like this is almost moving away, that you've moved away from that mental kind of anguish and that kind of up in your head and getting yourself involved in situations that don't work. I definitely feel like there's a big liberation and a big change, and you're really going with the flow. But I do think that something is coming in before the next full moon that's going to kind of shake things up a little bit with that Two of Pentacles crossed by the Sun. And the Hermit's above it, so let's see what the Hermit is. And we've got the Ten of Cups and the Lovers. So there's definitely going to be, I feel like you've got a crossroads moment coming. There's something kind of on, out in the ethers, out in the, kind of out on the edges of things, Sagittarius. There's a real crossroads, a real defining moment coming. There's a big decision to make. And I think, and it's probably something from the past, because the Three of Wands is in the recent past. One of my favorite images from any tarot deck of the Three of Wands. And so you're definitely looking toward the future. And that's what you've been focused on, really looking toward the future, face forward, seeing where things are coming. I feel like that, again, you've kind of liberated yourself, or to some extent, you feel like, all right, I'm done with this stuff from the past. Now, you may not actually have been anything, I don't know. I feel like that you're kind of, there's something that's coming that's kind of rocking things. Let's see. We've got the Tower, clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So there is something coming to really rock things up, Sagittarius. Kind of shake things up. Maybe even really, not a commitment test, but there's a little something that is, I don't know, kind of taking things forward. We got the Empress with the Four of Swords and the Seven of Cups. I think choose your actions wisely. Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So there is something coming in that's really going to test how much you've changed. I definitely think you're going to handle it much differently than what you've done in the past with the Empress. But we've got the Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, and Nine of Swords. It is going to shake you up a little bit, I feel like. I feel like it's going to shake you and things up and almost make you feel like a little bit with that Four of Swords, like you've regressed. But you haven't, Sagittarius. You haven't regressed. There is something coming in. All right. That's what I got. Be on the lookout. I definitely think you're going to rise to the occasion, but it almost is going to, it's going to get you up in your head a little bit. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. Capricorn. What I got for you for your full moon message? All right. Got the intuition card coming in, listening to your intuition. Each person's road to the inner is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. So definitely your intuition is going to lead you. There could be something where it's really speaking to you, or you're going to listen. So it's about really listening to it. And it's interesting on here, with this picture, there's an anatomical heart with an eye. So really seeing to what's in your heart, really seeing what your soul is saying, but maybe not really wanting to go in that direction or feeling a little bit insecure about going in that direction, Capricorn. All right. Maybe being diverted. Seven of Pentacles crossed by the Temperance. Lovers is the environment. Maybe really having to make a difficult decision. Wheel of Fortune coming up again. Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So I feel like there is a good, and look, there's the High Priestess on the Judgment. So really definitely further confirmation on the bottom of the deck, listening to your intuition as you make a decision. But there is a little bit of a risk, maybe a bit of a sacrifice that's involved with it. With the Three of Swords, a tough decision. Could be putting your heart on the line with this, Capricorn. See what that Three of Swords is. Yeah, there could be something where it's kind of a difficult decision to make, because this is about really stepping up or it could be believing someone else has stepped up or believing in yourself. Three of Swords clarified by the King of Wands, the Emperor, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this could be a moment where things really get real. Things really kind of, there's a moment, I feel like, Capricorn, where you almost really have to step up. We got the Seven of Pentacles crossed by the Temperance with the Lovers. So things may, I feel like there almost could be a change in the plan or a surprise, like a plot twist. Especially with the Lovers in the, maybe toward the later part of the month. But I feel like things could be going along, and there's a little bit of a plot twist or a surprise communication that comes in maybe around the middle of the month. And I definitely think at first you're really blocked off to it. Four of Pentacles clarified by the Magician. So I really think at first you're kind of blocked up to it. Ten of Cups clarified by the Page of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. You're not really sure. There's definitely a moment coming up. Now, what you're going to do, I don't know. That's what you're going to have to listen to your intuition and see what you're guided. But I think there's an opportunity that's coming and maybe giving you an opportunity to really step up. And you're maybe thinking about it. So this could definitely be a relationship. There's a lot of cups here. And with the Lovers in the environment. But there could be some kind of a opportunity coming in that you're like, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, or I'm not sure if that's exactly the direction I feel led. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck with the Four of Swords. Yeah, I don't feel like you're ready to make a decision, but you may by the next, this is Gemini energy, and the next full moon will be in the sign of Gemini. And we've got that Temperance card crossing it. So there's a fork in the road coming up, Capricorn. You're going to have a little time to think about it. I don't feel the rushed energy about it. Four of Pentacles was the Foundation card clarified by the Magician. I don't think you have to rush. You should really think about this, but be careful about overthinking with the Seven of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles as well coming up as a clarifying. I think it's something you definitely want to do, and I think it's something you definitely want to put work into and invest, but there's something holding you back about it. I don't think right now is any energy for any of the zodiac signs that you're going to have all the information, that everything's going to be real clear cut and really well defined for you. So some of these decisions are definitely, and it's been coming up, you're going to have to follow your inner guide, follow your heart. Definitely with that anatomical heart coming up, I think, Capricorn, you're really going to have to kind of follow your heart and put your heart out there a little bit. All right, let's move on to Aquarius. Let's see what we have for our Aquarians. Love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. And I see that lotus flower there in the middle, no mud, no lotus. So there could definitely be a big gift coming in for you, Aquarius. Maybe definitely a romantic relationship. Maybe something you weren't planning on either. Hello, Brenda. We got the Strength card crossed by the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords. We got the Hangman, High Priestess in the past, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Wow, a couple of aces. This looks good. You're a little bit conflicted. A little bit of things from the past still. Again, I still think with that Lotus, you've been through so much. So when this opportunity comes in, and this definitely am feeling a relationship, maybe a new relationship, or a relationship maybe leveling up as well. This could be something existing, and maybe y'all have really gone through it, and it's really taken a turn for the better. Or maybe you've just really had a lot of really tough relationships, Aquarius, and finally there's somebody coming in that is very different. Okay, the Hangman, I feel like that a lot of times the Hangman is like looking at things differently, but I feel like this is somebody coming in that's very different than what you've dealt with before, for those of you that are kind of getting into that situation. But I do feel it could be a job situation or things could really be turning in a different direction. And it's been a while since your life was going on such an even keel that for a minute you're like, wait, is this chaos over? So I feel like it could be that as well. But there is a definite relationship vibe. Bottom of the deck, we got the Ten of Swords, Five of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Star. I mean, you're kind of reserving judgment a little bit. Yes, you're happy. You're happy, you're feeling good, but you're not ready to call everything totally good. The Strength with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So whatever is changing, I don't feel like you're suspicious, but you want to see if it's going to be long lasting. So I kind of feel like you're kind of holding back. And with this Love card, it's really time to kind of jump in there and take a leap. Really kind of jump in there and take a leap on this, whether it's a new love, whether things are just turning around in your life with a better work situation or your relationship. But there is something because, you know, this is your environment, the King of Swords. So there's definitely some communication. A little bit afraid to trust it with that Ten of Swords. And Temperance and the Sun. All right, so there's a lot about healing. This could definitely be very healing for you. What's this Hangman? I think whatever's coming in is a very different experience. All right, so we got the Knight of Cups on the Hangman. Definitely a love offer. But the Two of Pentacles, you're like, well, I think you like it, but you're like, Page of Wands, still very much about something very different, something changing. Look at this. I definitely feel like the struggle and the hard times have come to an end, Aquarius. This is almost like your karmic reward. You've definitely really kind of listened to your inner guidance. And I feel like, because the recent past, we've got the High Priestess clarified by the Seven of Cups. And I feel like you've really kind of followed everything. You know, like, okay, this is, you know, this is what I'm doing. I think this is maybe even really worked on yourself. And tried a lot of different things and kind of worked on yourself. And maybe finally something's took, and it's just your time. It's just your time, Aquarius. Ace of Swords with the Moon and the Judgment. So I definitely think you want to see how things are going to go. Like if this is just a bit of good fortune, you welcome it. There's a bit of good fortune, or if this is going to be long lasting. I think you still kind of leave this. You know, I'm going to let things go, but 3 aces, though. Lots of aces coming up. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So I do think there's a lot of worries. You're putting energy into this. You're moving forward with it, but you're still a little bit up in your head. So this is about, I think, you know, embracing this new cycle, embracing this new abundance. And it could just be, for some of you, that you've gone through a really rough time, maybe relationships, financial, like your whole life's been in turmoil and upheaval, and you've gone, you know, one battle after another. If it wasn't one thing, it was another. And so I think you're coming out of that cycle, Aquarius, and moving into something else. And it's all about really confidently embracing that. Hello, y'all. Thanks for being here. We got Pisces and Aries left, so we're going to move on to Pisces. And happy full moon, y'all. All right, Pisces, what do we got? Ooh, deepening, going deeper, Black Cat. Once you're on Earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace. Digging deeper, seeing things, really maybe embracing that Hangman. The Hangman does represent Pisces. Really kind of, I think you're going deeper. But things could really be taking kind of a more serious, like things are really getting real now. Kind of heard that. Oh, taking a big leap. The Fool is the first card out. I think you're the only sign so far that's gotten that. The Fool crossed by the Devil. Be careful. 8 of Cups is the environment. Oh, nice. I like that. We've got the Two of Cups in the reverse. Two of Cups in the reverse coming towards you. Four of Wands in the past. So some of you are getting out of a situation that you feel is toxic. And you're wow, this is why it feels serious. Three of Wands in the foundation. And you've got the Queen of Cups as your outcome. And there you are. We got that water energy coming up. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. So, yeah, I definitely think you're releasing yourself from something toxic. Now, this could be a bad habit. It could be a relationship for sure, because we got that Two of Cups in reverse. We're on Pisces. But I feel like with the Ace of Swords, you're kind of releasing. So this could be something health-wise. It could be a toxic job. It could be a friend, a family member. But you are releasing yourself from something, from a toxic situation. You're just like, boom, done. It's all come in. I looked a little bit deeper. I feel really realized, I mean, almost it's like I've just made a really quick decision. It's time to go. So there could have been something that happened, but you just don't really see any growth opportunity. Okay. So you've got the Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands, Six of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Especially if it's a job or if it's some sort of a relationship. I mean, people may be surprised with how quickly you act. People may be surprised with how quickly you act and how quickly you decide to make a change here. But the environment's the Eight of Cups. You're leaving. All right, Two of Cups reversed, Page of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Definitely for some of you, you could be leaving a job that you got you're getting a new job opportunity and you're like, I'm out of here. And you could definitely almost be leaving like suddenly, like not giving notice. It could be very sudden because you've been wanting to leave. Yeah. The Judgment card is on, the Devil and the Fool and the Eight of Cups. So this is something you've been trying to get out of. It will seem sudden, but you've been planning behind the scenes, Pisces. Three of Wands, but the Eight of Swords, you weren't sure it was going to happen. You maybe have been planning this for a while, Pisces. You may have been planning this for quite some time. Three of Wands with the Eight of Swords. So, I mean, you're like, it seems sudden, though, to other people. And if it's a romantic relationship, definitely it could still seem very sudden. Queen of Cups is the outcome, clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords. You hope you're doing the right thing. I feel like you've been needing out of a situation, you've been needing a reset. Nine of Wands on the bottom of the deck with the Magician, Temperance and the Chariot with the Empress. So you're definitely hoping this is going to be the change that you need. I think you've taken a deep dive into what you want. What's on the bottom of the abundance deck? Yeah, you are walking away. Detachment. You are walking away from a situation. I feel like you've probably had one foot out the door, whether it was a relationship, a job, a situation, a habit. Like I feel like that you've been making a plan behind the scenes for a while. And but still there is going to be a moment of doubt, a moment that questions you. As always, when we walk into anything new, there's always what did they say, the first there to greet us is fear. But I feel like that you really know what you want. You're kind of detaching from something that hasn't been working for a long time and moving on into calmer shores. I mean, it's not going to be an immediate because you're moving into something new that's going to be long term. Whether you're leaving a relationship, so you're moving into a new phase in your life, Pisces, or you're leaving a job and starting over at a new company or organization, whatever the case may be, there is that you're moving into something new. And so you're starting a new journey. It's not going to all be wrapped up in a month or by the next full moon. There could be, a little bit of fear, a little bit of insecurities. But I feel like that, this is really getting serious now. You've had this plan and again, been going on. Maybe other people feel like it's sudden. Things will move probably really quickly. So that could make you a little nervous as well. All right, let's wrap up with Aries and then we will get on with the rest of our evenings. Thanks for everybody being here. It's great to see everybody. All right, Aries, this one. Okay, we got that deepening card. All right. I want to see this one. And clearing. Okay. Deepening came out first. I wanted another one since we had just seen it and we saw that clearing. The clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's, such freedom. And of course, there's Ganesha. Maybe I have to pull out the Ganesha deck for some of the next readings, y'all. Well, I haven't used that deck in a while. So we got the black deck and the black cat and the Ganesha. So deepening. I think that maybe you're finding a lot of clarity about where you're at in life and what stays and what goes, Aries. All right. So I think that there is a lot about maybe really digging deep and just clearing out anything that doesn't need to stay, anything that's outdated. I think you're really coming to a clear place, maybe a clear plan, really making a definite and clear plan as well. All right, one more shuffle. Let's see what we got for Aries here. So throw a little spread. All right, we've got the World, yes. Definitely kind of bringing things around full circle. I think you're actually having a clear direction on which way you want to go. The World and the Ten of Pentacles are complementary energy, and the Ten of Pentacles is crossing the World. So definitely going on a new adventure. We've got the Star card and the environment. Really taking a chance on dreams. Kind of a moving things out. We got the Queen of Cups, very clear emotionally on what you want. She's got a nice smile. All this. The Judgment card in the past. So I think you're taking action steps. Definitely feeling like there's big action. Queen of Pentacles below the situation. But we got that Nine of Swords popping up as the outcome. We've had some 8, 9 of Swords energy coming up, a little bit of doubts. But again, when we take action, of course. Let's see what... Let me get one card on these. All right. He's been popping up a little bit, but of course, when we're moving into something new, of course, all those things that we're bonded to, those old tapes. So that's part of that clearing out, dusting off all those cobwebs on all those fears and doubts and insecurities as you're moving forward. So you're definitely really having to take a chance. I don't see the full, but there's definitely something about really taking a leap here with the Queen of Cups clarified by the Four Wands. It's a good direction for you. You made a decision, but of course, sometimes things don't always go. The Judgment with the Ace of Cups. That's in the past. So you've already made a decision on your direction. Maybe even kind of redirected yourself and went in a little bit different direction than what you had originally planned. So there could have been something where you've recently kind of changed plans and directions. What's this Nine of Swords coming up? With the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So there, everything's not going to go like we planned. All right. So there are going to be a few bumps on the road. Definitely feel like that there's some different kind of energy with Saturn and Neptune move retrograding back into Pisces. And in January and February, they will move back into your sign. So you're kind of getting a little bit of window to redirect, and things may not exactly all iron out immediately. Be careful. Don't get discouraged. I mean, go a little deeper. Clear out all those old tapes and all those doubts and insecurities that you've got muddled up in their areas, because I think this is a really good direction. You're going in your dreams. And what's kind of deeper at that situation is this thing right here. And we all have them. Doubts, insecurities, things we're attached to. And I think there's, again, when we take a little bit of a risk, you're kind of going out on a limb here, Aries. But you did make a decision that this is the direction that you wanted to go. Judgment with the Ace of Cups. I really want to do this. So there is some energy that things are, again, I feel like things are getting very real because you're kind of in action mode now. So maybe you met somebody new recently and things are really elevating and it's making you a little bit nervous. And there's some old tapes coming up. 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Am I really as healed as I think I am? Am I ready for this? It definitely could be something where For some of you, there could be something where you're going to be your own boss, and that makes you a little bit nervous. I almost hear somebody say, can I really depend on myself? Can I really depend on myself? Yes. So feels like there's a lot going on your shoulders. And there's the Nine of Cups, which is definitely that star energy coming up. So you're really going after something big and really putting yourself on the line and hoping that you have a good result. So there is going to be definitely some struggles with clearing out all those old tapes and all those doubts and insecurities, Aries. But this looks really good. I love when this card comes up. For whatever reason, this is one of my favorite images of the Ace of Cups. And I love the koi fish there and the good fortune. So you had a lot of confidence about this in the past. But sometimes when things get real, we kind of give a little bit of rejection. What is it I'm thinking? Kind of retract back a little bit and start second guessing ourselves. And it kind of sets our nerves going. And I feel like that's a lot of what you got going on, Aries. All right, that's what I got for the 12 signs. We will continue with the bonus messages. Taurus and Scorpio's up. I'll have Leo, Aquarius, and Sagittarius up, and so on and so forth. They'll be up by the end of the week. I'll be back Sunday afternoon, maybe around 4 or 5, and do some weekly messages, all signs for the week ahead, November 10th through the 16th. As we move in, Mercury will go retrograde on Sunday the 9th. And we'll move into about 20 days, I think, of Mercury being retrograde before it goes into that post-shadow phase. So anything can happen. Expect that. Expect the unexpected. And move on that, yeah. And move on through. So good luck to y'all. Yeah, I did some general messages. I'm going to go and put some timestamps in. So you can come back and check your sun, moon, rising, whatever you watch for. All right. Take care, y'all. I'll see you soon.